Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about auras and clairs and chakras. Oh my. What I'm trying to do is kind of chapter by chapter, the book that I posted last September in 2021 is Between Earth and Heaven, A Beginner's Guide to Living a Spiritual Life. Because more and more people are having paranormal experiences. They don't know what to do, they don't know where to go. So they'll grab a book, they'll talk to a friend, they'll go on YouTube, they'll go to an expo. And a lot of people that have been working in the metaphysical field for a long time tend to kind of talk over people's heads that are just learning, just starting, just beginning. And so that's what my book is about, is for those of you that are just now showing interest or have just started having some experiences that you need a better understanding. So that's what my YouTube videos are about, as well as my book. Is let's go back to basics and let's build that really good strong foundation for yourself, and then you can go off in any direction you want to. So let's start out with your chakras. So, what is a chakra? A chakra is an energy center in the body, and there are seven major chakras. Now, there are others. Again, people can take this off in a million different directions, but we're going to talk about the seven basic energy centers of the body. Starting with your number one chakra is your root chakra, and that's located at the base of your spine, and they look like little wheels. And the root chakra is associated with the color red, and you want to have them spinning in the right direction in a clockwise position with the color red. And that is keeping you grounded and keeping you part of this human experience. Your next chakra, number two, is your sacral chakra, and that one is located just below the belly button. And the color associated with that is orange. And that is your not only your sex organs, but it is your creativity, your passion, the work that you do. That's all housed in that chakra. Your third chakra is your solar plexus, which is located just above the belly button, and its color is yellow. And it is where you house your sense of self, your identity. So, a lot of people say, oh, I have a gut feeling about that. Oh, my gut just hurts when I think about that. That's all tuning into your sense of self. Your fourth chakra is your heart chakra, and it's not located over the heart, it's located in the middle of the chest. And that color is green, and it is associated with love, obviously. It's a good one. And to me, your heart chakra is right in the middle because, as I mentioned, there are seven major chakras, and right in the middle is your heart chakra. And everything else below keeps you on this planet, in this human existence. The others that we're now going to talk about go above and keep you connected to Source or Creator or God, whatever word you feel comfortable using. So, your fifth chakra is your throat chakra, and that is obviously located in the throat. The color associated with that is blue. What that is speaking your truth. And for those of you that are interested, I also, on Christy Peterson's Psychic Medium Facebook, that's my business Facebook page, I've been spending the last 5 months one post every single month talking about the chakras in even more depth, even more detail. So if you want more than what I'm giving you here today, go to Facebook, Christy Peterson Psychic Medium. And we talk about speaking your truth with this. That was the last one that I posted a few weeks ago. And a lot of people get very confused. And I don't know about you, but the way I was raised is the wrong information that speaking your truth means you're speaking your truth, and it's loud and you repeat and it's just abrasive. That's not it at all. That's actually speaking your insecurities and emotions that you don't have quite under control yet. So when you speak your truth, what it really means is you speak it quietly and clearly. No, that doesn't work for me. Yes, well, my preference is this. What do you think about that? That's speaking your truth quietly and clearly. That's when people really respond rather than when people immediately get defensive, they back off, and they don't want to pay any attention to you. So that is your fifth chakra, your throat chakra, speaking your truth. Your sixth chakra is your third eye, and that's located between your eyes and just above. And your third eye, the color associated with that is indigo. And some people say, well, what's indigo? It's a cross between blue and gray. It's a really, think of indigo in India ink. It's kind of along, that color in there. And that is your intuition. And so when people say, it just, I don't know why, I just don't want to go. Or something feels good. And it's your intuition tuning in to the energy of what's going on right now or what's going to happen in the near future. And that's pretty cool. Your seventh chakra is located at the top of your head, and it's called your crown chakra. The color associated with that is violet or purple. That is your connection to spirit or source or God. And you want to keep that one wide open. So, how do you keep that wide open? Just say, take a deep breath in your nose and out your mouth, but picture it coming out of the top of your head and just say, I am now connected to source. Thank you. Because you want to live your life with gratitude. And when you're connecting to source, let's just say you can't go wrong with gratitude ever, ever, ever. So those are the energy centers that we're talking about. So what happens, like I said, they're spinning in a clockwise direction. When they stop, they start spinning in a counterclockwise position. They get clogged with negative energy, just life in general. That's when they stop functioning in an optimal way. And what happens then is you feel lethargic, you feel tired, you feel cranky, and you just don't feel like yourself. And so I'm also a Reiki master in addition to being a psychic medium. And the way I like to describe it is, think about the dentist. We all brush our teeth, hopefully twice a day, for just general maintenance on our teeth. But usually twice a year, we go to the dentist and have our teeth cleaned and have that buildup of plaque removed. And they're even talking about that now. If you don't have that done, that plaque goes in through the system and can really affect the heart. So this is something you really want to do, is take care of your whole body, but take care of your teeth that way. So what happens with fluorescent lighting, with noise pollution, with air pollution, all these different things, it does to the chakras what plaque does to the teeth. It clogs them up, slows them down, can stop them, get them spinning in different directions, have little pockets of anxiety, things like that. And so you want to go have some energy work done to get them spinning in the right direction, get them clear so you can be at your best. And I always leave it up to people. It depends on, your nature, what you do for a living, how often you need to go for Reiki. I personally, because I work with a lot of negative energy, and when I say negative, I want to say low vibrating energy, because the clients that come in to see me many, many times have dealt with unspeakable loss, unspeakable trauma, and just, being lost. And so they come to me for some clarification, some guidance on all of that. So I take in a lot of that pretty heavy stuff. And so I feel like I need Reiki more often. And I go every other week and have everything cleansed, cleansed, can't talk today. Must need my throat chakra cleared. So, use the maintenance. If you are somebody who is constantly around positive energy and you're not exposed to fluorescent lighting, you're not exposed to noise pollution, air pollution, things like that, you probably need it less frequently. Or if you do yoga on a regular basis, other things that you're doing to maintain a healthy body, you might not need energy work. And that can be Reiki, healing touch the light. There's lots of different modalities out there that are considered energy work. And you just, figure out by going to different practitioners what feels right with you, what feels right with your body. So what happens when those auras are all spinning? They're clean, they're clear, they're spinning in that clockwise direction. What happens then? They send out energy all over, and that's what creates an aura. So when people they see either a color or a shadow or something around you, that's your aura. And where that comes from are the chakras vibrating. And so they're energy centers. So there's movement in there, and that movement vibrates out and creates an aura. That's what that is. Some people see color in their auras. Some people don't see auras, period. And other people will see, usually, I want to say about 2 inches off the shoulders is to me usually the easiest place to see it. And it's usually about 2 inches off the body. And you'll see what looks like maybe a fuzzy, thin gray line. And that's the outline of the aura. And many years ago, gosh, I want to say maybe even 35 years ago, I took a class on looking at auras, reading auras, and it was just magnificent. It was a very small class. There were maybe 5 of us, I think. And so we practiced pushing out our auras, and we physically could see that aura go from here to about there. And so think about it. When you are probably by yourself in your house, your aura is big. It's blossoming all over. And the more crowded of a space that you get into, you pull in that aura. And sometimes it doesn't even stick out 2 inches. You just pull it in. And that's how sometimes when you pass someone and you jump a little bit, or you recognize their energy, or you're just repelled by it or attracted to their energy, those are your auras bumping or colliding with each other. So think about it. If your aura is right here and you pass by someone whose aura is out that far, those auras are going to touch, they're going to blend, and you're going to pick up on that other person's energy. And especially if you're with someone you really care about, your aura is typically bigger, and those auras are going to blend and mush. And that's where you pick up some of their habits, and especially with married people. They say, oh, they start to look like each other. Oh my God. It's a blending of all of their auras. And now, for those people that can see colors in the aura, and what I really recommend is aura photography. It's if you ever get a chance to do that, do it. And in most medium to major cities, they'll have expos, metaphysical expos, and there almost always is at least one company there that does aura photography. And sometimes the metaphysical bookstores will have somebody there, and I try to go maybe once a year and have my aura photography done. And all you do is you just either sit there, depends on their equipment, or sometimes you have to put your hand on a machine and it reads the aura, and you'll get like an old Polaroid picture. Sometimes now they're just sending it through the computer. As technology gets more advanced, you'll get results like that in a different way as well. But it will show up all the colors in your aura. So let's say you've got a really strong blue shade around there. That means you've got a really strong or even overactive throat chakra. If you see a lot of yellow, that goes right to your solar plexus, and you've got a really strong or overactive sense of self. And again, going to more detail with it, if the color is on this side, it means one thing. If it's something on this side, it means another thing. Typically, it'll be past and then present and future. But, I leave that to the experts who help you understand and read your aura photography. Because not only do you get the picture of it, you get the whole explanation of what every color means, where it's at, and so why it means that. Isn't that pretty awesome? So, in days that I'm feeling kind of funky, the joke I love is, oh my God, my aura is a filthy brown today. Ugh. And, that's how we all feel sometimes, like we're just trudging through mud. And so that's my filthy brown aura. But nobody's got a black aura. I'm just saying. Usually it's, the colors that I mentioned with all the auras, with the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, indigo, and purple. It's just where it's placed in that photography and how much of it is showing. But, let the expert do the analysis on that. But I recommend it. It's pretty cool. So now you understand our basic energy centers are the chakras. An aura is just the vibration that comes from those chakras. So now let's move on to what I call the clairs. and not eclair. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'd like a chocolate-filled eclair piece for my metaphysical growth and enhancement. Now, the clairs are the way we connect to spirit. And everybody has those. We've got our five senses with touch, taste, smell, sight, and I can't, the other one escapes me right now. But that's who we are as a human being. We've got other senses, which are called the clairs, that help us connect beyond. So even when we use the word metaphysical, meta is beyond, physical is of this earth, so beyond this earth. And that's what the clairs do, connect beyond this earth. So there is clairvoyance. And that is my main clair, because we've all got all of them, but typically we'll have one dominant clair, and clairvoyance happens to be my dominant clair. And what that means is, and clair means clear. So clairvoyance, voyeur is looking at something, so it's clear seeing. That's what clairvoyance is. Here's the thing where people, when they're starting to develop in metaphysics, the paranormal, their spiritual abilities, clairvoyance is clear seeing. So they're like, but I don't see anything. I can't see it. It's because they're still using their eyes, which are the human senses. Clairvoyance, you see with your head. You don't see with your eyes. So in my case, when I'm doing readings with people, I will see, they'll send me their guides. My guides talk to their guides, and they put pictures in my head. And it's like, okay, why am I seeing this? What does this mean to you? And so that's what clear seeing is. So for those of you that I just can't see it, I don't know, you're using your human seeing and not your metaphysical seeing. So you see with your head, you don't see with your eyes. How awesome is that? The next one is clairaudience. So it would be clear audience hearing, clear hearing. And people will say, oh, I just heard a voice. What? I can't hear anything. Again, you're hearing with your human ears. Metaphysically, you're hearing with your head. So that clear hearing is inside your head. It's not outside. The closest it comes to those two connecting with each other is a lot of people, I just heard this loud buzzing or this ringing in my ears. That's your guides going, yoo-hoo, listen, pay attention. And then you will either hear something with your head, see something with your head. So a lot of times that's the ding, ding, ding is when you hear a loud ringing or a loud buzzing in your ears. And a lot of times right before we go to sleep, we're in that alpha state, which is between awake and sleep, and we'll hear our name yelled out. And I'll hear, Christy. And we kind of jerk awake. Who was that? It's typically a deceased loved one on the other side or your spirit guides just trying to get your attention. And so you can just go, hi, I'm ready for bed. Leave me alone. Or give me messages that I will remember in the morning. Because here's the other thing. You always have control. You say, no, I don't want this. It scares me. Then just say, no, I don't want this. It scares me. Shut it down. You can do that. Because when you start to open up to these things, a lot of times it can be overwhelming. And it's easier to do it step by step by step rather than boom, open the door. So just know, first of all, you have control. You can say, bring it on, or you can say, no, slow it down or shut it down. You can do that. And I already forgot the second point I was going to make. It'll come back. All right, so we've got clairvoyance, clairaudience. We've got, I put clairsentience and claircognizance typically together because those are clear sensing, clear feeling, clear knowing. That's what that is. And that goes back to that gut feeling that you get. Or people will say, I don't know, I just know it. This is what it feels like to me. That's what clairsentience and claircognizance is. And if you listen, especially even to a psychic medium, because I'll find myself paying attention to this when I'm in a session with someone. I'll go, well, I'm seeing a picture of a present right now, and it is wrapped like this. And then I'll go, well, I heard the word brother. So do you have a brother that has passed? So can you see the difference? I'm seeing a picture. I'm hearing the word brother. I'll say, well, it just feels to me like, that's a good thing. Or, it just kind of, I just know that that's not the right thing for you to be doing right now. You're activating the different clairs in your body. Isn't that awesome? So just listen to the words that come out of your mouth, and that will determine which clair you're using. And at one point, I was pretty much 100% clairvoyant. And as I've gotten really comfortable with that through the years, now I find the other clairs is starting to step up and be a little bit more noticeable, easier to recognize, and just more powerful, which is very, very cool. So the next one we're going to talk about is clair alliance, which is clear smelling. Because a lot of people smell things and it's like, I smell cigarette smoke. That's probably the most common. Or I smell perfume. Whose perfume is that? And they'll look around. Who's here? Whew. It's not. It's someone from the other side. And my father used to send me cigarette smoke. And typically it was when I was getting ready to take a road trip, because I travel a lot with the work that I do. And I'd smell that cigarette smoke. And I'm like, Dad, I didn't like it when you were alive. I don't like it when you're dead. Can you send me something else? And he does now. I just know it's his presence. And usually I just get a clairvoyant picture of him smiling at me. And it's like, he's here. He's with me. I know I'm going to have safe travels right now. So that clear smelling, it's like, when you cigarette smoke, who did I know that that smoked cigarettes? Or cigar smoke is another common one. Ugh. But some people love it. And so when you smell these things, where does your mind go? And that's who's trying to connect with you. So it can be psychically, but more often than not, when it's clair alliance, it is deceased loved ones coming through to talk to you. Clair gustance is the last one we're going to talk about, and that is clear tasting. So sometimes I'll be reading with someone and a deceased loved one will come through and I'm like, I taste metallic. So there was blood at the scene of this accident. There was something going on there. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Probably more common to me is I'm tasting like mildew, like mold. I'm smelling it, I'm tasting it. And usually it means that a deceased loved one had died and hadn't been found for a while. And specifically, there was one case where there was wet laundry left in the washing machine for several days until this person was found. And I was smelling and tasting the mildew of that load of laundry that had been left in the washing machine. And so, yeah, tasting blood, those are the most common ones for me. But, you'll get different things. And it's the more you use them, the more you get used to it, the more you're going to recognize exactly what it is. So that's pretty awesome, don't you think? So start paying attention. And, next month, we're going to talk about spirit guides. And I'm going to walk you through how to meet your spirit guides. But you've got to have clear running chakras and really start figuring out your clairs, which one is the most dominant for you right now. And for some people, I said we're all born with that ability because we come from spirit. But a lot of times through our families, through our teachers, our friends, our coworkers, that gets shut down. And the older we are as children, the further removed we are from spirit. And so a lot of these things get shut down unless they're encouraged, they're taught, they're reinforced. Then they typically they might soften a little bit, but they won't go away. And then as we become adults and start having really life experiences to make sense of all this, then they can come rushing back to you, which is really awesome. But most people, they just get in receiving mode, because as people are opening up and awakening to these experiences, they'll come to me and they'll say, I know I can see things, I can hear things, but I can't control it. It comes whenever, and I just kind of sit and wait for it. And, that's fine. But what people don't realize is everything is a two-way street. So you can sit down and ask and just say, hey, I want to connect to mom. Can you come through for me? Or I want to tune into this person's vibration. I want to do that. And then let's say your mom, you ask for her to come through. whoop, she pops through. You recognize, you feel clairsentient, you feel her energy, and then you can ask her questions. Are you okay? What was your passing like? And they will give you that information either through that gut feeling you might hear with your head. She might send you pictures in your head. And so it is a two-way street. You have to ask the question and they will respond. Because so many people think, yeah, they came to me once and it was just so exciting. It was so comforting. It's like, well, you can have them come more often if you ask. They'll show up. And again, when I'm doing readings, I will look around people because deceased people show up in different places for me. Like typically, mom's side of the family is over here, dad's side of the family is over here. And depending on where they show up, I'll know who they are. And so you connect into that and you'll know exactly who's coming through to you. And that's for me, it'll show up differently for you. I know another psychic medium that where they show up behind her, she'll know who they are. And I see them in front. And when I say I see them in front, I see them in my head. I don't, what I usually see with my eyes, when we just talked about that aura with that thin gray thing right here, that's typically what I'll see. So if mom's side of the family here, mom is typically right here at my shoulder, and I will see just like that gray fuzzy line right here. And I'll go, okay, that's mom. Has your mother passed? And then we go from there. And then mom, once we identified that this is mom, then mom starts sending me pictures in my head. And that's why clairvoyance, clear seeing, is my strongest, my most dominant clair. So I hope this was educational. I hope it was interesting for you because now you're going to start to see how all of this works together. And it is not just a 3D world that we live in. It's not just what I touch, see, and feel. It is, let's connect to source. Let's connect to spirit because we are spirits. We're just having a human experience. And we need to connect with our spirit guides, our deceased loved ones, to know they will guide us into living the best life that we can and live the life that we came here to live. They will help us. They will guide us if we let them. Ask the questions and then listen. Listen carefully. All right, that's all I've got for today. So I thank you so much for watching this video, and there's more to come. Like I said, next month, we're going to talk about spirit guides, and I will walk you through how to meet your spirit guides because they are awesome. I'm just saying. Blessings to you all. Have a wonderful day, week, month, and may 2022 bring great blessings to you all. Thanks. Bye.